Hi, Jeremy. Hi, everybody. Glad to see everybody signing on. Hi, Patricia. Hi, everybody. We're just going to wait for a few more people to sign on. So Mary Harton is again doing my moderating. So if you have any questions, you can just, write them on here and Mary will forward them to me, or she'll answer them if she has the answers for you. Mary's also going to be telling you how to order my book if you're interested, because I have copies that just came in. So if you're interested in ordering a signed copy, you can. Mary's actually going to post some of the information, so then you can just email the address and stuff, and we'll get this out to you right away. So they are in, so there's no wait for them. Okay. So Mary will be taking care of that, and we have like a lot of readings to get through tonight. So I think I got everybody. I'm hoping I got everybody. I really tried to make sure that I went through the list and I checked it twice. So, okay, so it looks like we have about 20 people on right now. So let me just start with saying Happy New Year to everybody. And I hope that your New Year is off to a good start, right? I think mine is okay. I have a lot of hope for this new year. Like some of you know that I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. I'm protein loading because I need to have those numbers way up. And I'm hoping on Tuesday I get my surgery date. So I'm happy and I'm hopeful that this part of my journey maybe is almost over. And we're all filled with hope this year, right? It's going to be better for all of us. And it's good to have that hope, but we also have to be patient too, right? And let things fall into place. And it may seem like it's not happening quick enough for us, on a lot of different fronts in our lives, but change is afoot. And we need to be aware of that and be kinder to each other, okay? And some patience with each other is good. And, because we're all hurting in different ways and we're all hoping for a better day, right? So we're all kind of in this. So I wanted to thank everybody who put in a request for a short reading. And I love doing this for you when I can. And this is meant to give you an idea of how I work, and also to give you a little comfort in the meantime, in case you decide that you do want to have a full reading. My readings are a combination of intuitive and mediumship. And doing it this way, it's very one-sided. But I think there is a place for it. I think that the message still gets through as needed. And one-on-one is definitely more in depth. And I usually, when I'm doing a one-on-one, I will go first and I will tell you what I'm getting for you. And I always give you time at the end in case you feel like we missed something or there's something you want to focus on. So I want you to just know that. So most of the work, even when we're doing this, most of the work is done after the reading or after the session, because that's when you have the time to sit and think or to review what's been said, or maybe talk to somebody, and then things are put together for you or put into place. So, rest assured that your loved ones will find a way to get the messages to you. Let's see. Sorry, you might hear that was the weather report that just kind of dinged in. Anyways, let's see. So, the whole process is meant to bring comfort to you, because I've had people that are not sure, they're kind of nervous, or they're like afraid to do this, and it's like, don't be afraid. This is meant to bring you comfort, and that's what your loved ones want for you. They want you to be comforted and to know that they're okay over and over, no matter what readings I've done for people. Even, going back to Sandy Hook or any other tragedy that I've worked with, the message is always that they are okay and that they're worried about us. They want us to be okay. So, I'm going to start tonight with Jessica Boothby. Welcome, Jessica. I think you're one of my newbies here. And so, Jessica, I get a lot of procrastination on your part, right? I need to ask you what it is that you're afraid of. It feels like you're thinking about how tedious this task or job, whatever this is that you're procrastinating on, how tedious it's going to be, or how difficult the conversation you have to have around it is going to be. And I think that the discomfort that you're feeling by putting this off is just going to get worse. And, when we start to feel worse about a situation, we start to avoid it more. So hopefully we don't want this to happen, okay? Usually it might lead to dealing with the circumstances in a way that maybe you didn't want to. Whether it be a task, a person, the question is, why is this task painful or uncomfortable for you, right? So sometimes we procrastinate because we're afraid or have a fear about failure or imperfection or how uncomfortable you feel, like we said earlier, during the task. Ask yourself, how much time have you already lost? How much time have I already lost procrastinating about this, whether it be ending a relationship or trying something or whatever it may be? How much has that already taken away from you? Because even if you don't do it, it's still there, right? It's still there. It's still hanging around you. And it also eventually might make you feel bad about yourself. Avoiding what we perceive as pain usually will give us more pain. So take a baby step, a small step, right? Hopefully that will motivate you to continue, and ask for help if you need it. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it, okay? Another thing is maybe break the task down into smaller parts, smaller steps. Don't overwhelm yourself. But start now so that you're not having the should have, could have conversation with yourself later. Okay, so I think that's important. Devon Austin, I believe also you're new here. Welcome. So I kept hearing it's okay for things not to be perfect. Mostly I want you to know that it's okay if you're not perfect. And I'm not sure where this is coming from, if this is just something that you're putting on yourself or if this is coming from somewhere else. But trying to be perfect is like having, you know, that voice inside your head all the time, constantly telling you that, you know, it wasn't enough, I didn't do enough. It doesn't allow for any kind of exceptions or considerations for anything that was going on. And that paralyzes you. You know, this is going to rob you of your precious time. And that's, you know, our time is all we have, really. You know, the time here is a short time. You know, it's going to impact your self-esteem, and then that in turn will impact your energy. Perfection really has no special powers, right? Like, what does it really have over us? It's not a guarantee of success. It's not a guarantee of happiness. And, you know, that's all an illusion, I guess you want to say. So the thoughts of being perfect, you know, it's exciting only because we think of what it promises us, okay? Because we think if we're perfect, we will get this, or if we're perfect, we will get that. And we always want that stamp of approval. So I need you to be a little bit easier on yourself. You know, we all need to let that thinking go. So it's very restrictive, and it's going to impact your well-being. So give yourself permission to try. It's okay to try something. You can try and not master something. That's okay. Look at it as progress. You know, ask yourself, what is it I'm trying to achieve, and why do I feel that I have to have this? And that's really important to understand that. Forgive yourself and love yourself, and don't be so hard on yourself, okay? Because that's really, really going to kind of hold you down this year, and we don't want to do that. We want to move forward this year, okay? Tammy Martins. So Tammy, your grandmother came through. I believe this is grandma, and she's talking about the white rabbit fur, it looks like, okay? So this must be something that, it may not have been real rabbit fur, but this is how she's relaying it to me, that it was like fur. A jacket that you used to wear when you were little with like the muff, with the, I think they called them the muff, like where you put your hands in and it was, okay? But she's referring to you, remembering you as a little girl. So you must have spent a lot of time with her, and she's saying those were happy memories. She talks about the dogs who lived on the farm, and they look like herding dogs. The dogs that herd the sheep. I'm not sure if she lived on the farm or somebody lived on the farm. Where that comes into play, that's where I would kind of need you to kind of clue me in on that. On where that, to try and help fit in. But she's talking about experiencing anxiety lately, but the anxiety you're feeling is about the past, and she's encouraging you to let that go. It doesn't have to define you any longer, okay? It all happened, and it was how things were at the time, and you can let it go now and concentrate on the future, okay? Because there's a lot of good things waiting for you. You just have to be open to them. But if you're being weighed down by the thoughts of the past, I'm sorry, my shirt keeps moving. If you're being held down by the thoughts of the past, you know, it's going to make it difficult, okay? So let's see, who else do we have? Elaine Topolsky Wages. And again, welcome to all the people who are joining. I see some of you have joined so much. And I just want to say, you know, sometimes if the message doesn't resonate with you right away, that's okay. Don't worry or don't get upset, because a lot of times, again, I'm going to repeat this just for the people who just started. A lot of the work is done after either a one-on-one session with me or after this reading is done, okay? And so I want you to just be open to the message and just kind of listen, and have faith that it will make sense to you, okay? And I'm always available. If you guys know this, that I answer questions. You can message me anytime with questions, and I don't mind working through some of this with you. So Elaine, I keep hearing crossroads for you. So I haven't figured out like if it's relationship wise or just life in general, but I feel like this has been coming for a while, and I feel like this is a sense of something more for you, like something spiritual. It feels like there's been this longing from, like you've had this longing, like I want to connect with something bigger than me, and this recurring theme, right? And I think I think this is like all of us right now, a little impatience. We're craving this connection, we're craving this, whether it's spiritual growth or whatever, but we want it right now, you know, and it's hard to wait, you know, and it's becoming, you know, difficult for you to think how long you have to wait for this. But my advice is to start taking steps towards your goal, and don't worry about the people who are telling you it's not going to happen or good luck with that or whatever they're saying to you. No one may follow along with you, and you have to get used to that. That's a common reality for people seeking to have that kind of connection, especially spiritual or any kind of growth. Those closest to us don't always follow along, and we have to learn to be okay with that. The important thing is that you begin your journey and find that connection that you're seeking, and then you can help others. And I feel like that's important to you, and I feel like that's in your future. That's in your near future. Okay. Teresa in Zertari. Okay. We have a lot tonight, guys. I have 30 something we have to get through. So, and the other part of this too is, you know, it's good to listen to everybody's reading. Sometimes people will ask me, well, when should I tune in? And, you know, it's good to listen to everybody's readings, because sometimes those messages are meant for you as well. So we all can learn something. So it's really, I learn by doing the messages. Sometimes I sit there and I say, wow, I need to listen to this. I need to take that advice. So Teresa, you're in the middle of a very stressful situation. And it's important for you to ask yourself, you know, is this situation serving me in any way? Right? I don't think this is new for you. And I feel like this is just causing you a lot of discomfort, and I need you to figure out and understand what your reason is for allowing this to continue, okay? We get stuck in situations, but there's always a reason why we're stuck in a situation, okay? Whether we're aware of it or not, but if we really sit down and think about it, we really can figure out, you know, is it financial, right? Is it love? Is it an emotional attachment? Because until you understand what that attachment is or what the reason is that's keeping you there, it's going to continue, okay? And you won't be able to see the situation clearly. Financial reasons, I get, you know, that's really, I sometimes put that in a different category, because I know that people stay in a lot of situations or they don't do a lot of things because of financial reasons. So, I mean, I get it. But you still have to look at that and figure out, you know, is there a way to change that? Understand that you can figure out how to deal with the situation by understanding it and stepping away and limiting time, whatever it is. The important thing is that you don't let the situation keep you bogged down. Okay? Hi, Virginia. I'm glad to see you're on here. I don't think you've been on for a while. Hi, Meredith. All right, so let's do Jeremy Crin. So, Jeremy, I was getting for you that you need to keep your eyes on the big picture. And leave the details to the others. So I think you're getting to this point where you're becoming very knowledgeable about what you're doing. I think you need to let others take on the small stuff so that you can focus on what you love to do, because that was the whole purpose of you getting into this anyways, and you taking on this this adventure or whatever you want to call it that you're doing. And that was the whole reason why you took it on, so that you can continue to do what you love. So now it's okay for you to kind of let go a little bit and let other people do the small stuff. I think at times you feel like you're winging it. Okay. I think sometimes you think, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going with the flow. I'm just winging it here. But people are looking at you and think how confident you are. Okay. And you're really helping others you're really helping others on their path, right? As you journey on yours. So I want you to be assured of that. Okay. Carolyn McKay. Carolyn, I don't know. The first thing I heard, and I was trying to connect it with the rest of the reading, and it was hard for me. So maybe we could chat a little bit after, just so that we can kind of work it out, because it was kind of bothering me. I kept hearing the name Ricardo or Richard. Okay, but I have to honestly say I heard Ricardo, so that's what I'm going to stick with. Okay, is Ricardo. But I'm sticking with that because that's what I heard first. But he talks about passing, and he was a friend, and I have to acknowledge this person. Okay, so I'm going to acknowledge him. I'm not really sure where he fit in with the rest of the reading. Again, that may be something we could chat a little bit about off of here, because I think this is important. But you've been on the fence about some things lately, okay? Because I literally saw you sitting on a fence, and it's painful, right? We all know sitting on a fence is painful. But you want so badly to go one way. And when you start to take the step to go that way, you pull back and sit on that fence again. And you don't even want to go to the other side, the other way, right? Because you already know that's not where you want to go. So you kind of already know, you've kind of already made up your mind. Like, I'm not going there. I want to go here, but, you know, it's a good idea to pay attention to the feelings that you get when you start to make that move. You know, what is it that it's making you feel? Is it making you feel fear? Is it making you feel anxiety? Moving forward seems really huge to you right now, okay? And I think that's why you're sitting on the fence about this. And you keep asking for a sign, but the biggest sign that you're going to get is your gut feeling, okay? And you need to stop dismissing it. You may not be ready right now to take action, and that's okay, right? That's okay. But the only way you're going to know is to try, okay? Lynn Effinger. So Lynn, I got that the new year really has been a new beginning for you. And I know that it's hard for you to believe this right now. But when something ends, right, or finishes, it makes room for the right situation and the right people in our lives. And don't be afraid of the ending. You know, we're always afraid of the ending. You know, me too. You know, I'm just like everybody else. I don't want to feel pain. I want to be happy. I don't want to feel the ending. You know, I want things to continue. But if we can change our minds about it, we can change our lives, right? But by giving up on this situation, or stepping away, or accepting the fact that this is where it's at, you're making room for the new things in your life. And I'm not clear if it's an old habit or a person, but this feels like this is going to be something that's really good for you in the end. Okay, it's a positive, so I want you to focus on it being a positive, and don't focus so much on the ending, but on what's coming in to replace that, okay? Beth Mansfield. Beth, I was so glad you requested a reading. I hadn't heard from you in a while, so I was so happy to see your name on the list. So it's okay to slow down. It's okay to slow down. You've been going nonstop for a while now. And are you taking care of somebody? Because it felt like you were taking care of somebody, and that could be either, you know, that you're really taking care of somebody, or it's just feeling like you're taking care of somebody, okay? I was trying to work that out, but it feels like almost like a, I don't want to say a burden. It's not a burden, but you just feel like you're really responsible for somebody. You know, I'm not sure if that's how you're feeling, or more like a caretaker to this person, but it's okay for you to take time for yourself and to do something that Beth wants to do, okay? Being burnt out, you know, leads to a myriad of symptoms, and our brains kind of shut down and go on automatic pilot, and we don't make the best food decisions, and maybe we don't exercise, or we don't, you know, we're just on autopilot. We're just kind of going with the flow. But you know, take some time out and maybe look at where you can cut some things out that are taking up a lot of your time. Okay, I think that's important for you, and continue that through the year. Don't just do it for a couple weeks, Beth. Do it long term, okay? Because you don't want the burnout to come back. Michelle Garino. So Michelle, I was getting, you know, that you really need to change the way that you're looking at this situation. it's a unique situation, and you need to find a way to embrace that. Okay, I know it's hard, I know it's different, and you're feeling kind of trapped, and that's what you're focusing on. You're focusing on the negative that's being brought up. So, you know, don't get caught up in the fear and the worry. Okay, happiness is always going to be elusive to all of us if all we're focusing on is the fear and we're not clear on our own priorities. Okay, our motivation, our priorities, our beliefs. You know, look at yourself. Let go of beliefs that don't serve you any longer. Okay, we're all taught and brought up a certain way, or we learn things, and then we hold on to that because we think that that's the way it is, you know. But it's okay to let go of some of that and learn something new, or a new way of doing things, right? Louise L. Hay says there's 100 different ways to do dishes, and they're all right. And once you're clear on yourself, you know, your values and everything, the rest will fall into place. You know, one of my questions would be, are you trying to live up to the expectations of others, and you feel like you're falling short? But I feel like, why are they putting these expectations on you anyways? And one thing that I tell clients that I work with that we do sometimes, and it's very helpful, they have said, is that we will talk about, you know, if you could wake up tomorrow and it's your perfect ideal day, what would it be like? What are you doing? Who's with you? Where are you going? Are you going to work? Are you going to the beach? Do you work from home? You know, what is your perfect day, ideally, and your ideal life? And, you know, obviously we're not gonna get that, but it kind of helps you to set a direction and a course for your life. Okay, is there something you want to learn about? You know, start looking into that. Okay, Megan Carlisle. Megan, so this year really was a lot of change for you, because you have been working so hard and you're finally starting to see the results of that. And it's really important that you see that, because I think sometimes it's hard for you to see, how do you say it, the fruits of your labor. I think sometimes it's hard for you to see that, but, you know, it's time for you to acknowledge them, but then also to kind of, I guess, protect them. Okay, and there are going to be some challenges coming your way, and things that will come up that you weren't expecting. This will surprise you, though, because you thought that you had planned it all out. Okay, but what you weren't counting on were the emotions that would be attached to all of the changes. Okay, you were kind of focusing on, you know, whether it be, I feel like it was you were focusing on the goal of getting somewhere. I'm not sure if this is like weight loss or something, but I just feel like there was something you were trying to better yourself with, but now you're dealing with the emotions of the change that come along with the changes, and you're kind of surprised by them because you weren't expecting it, and now you have to kind of deal and sort that out. Give yourself some time to adjust. Okay, give yourself some time to adjust to all of these feelings and pay attention to them, but don't let them paralyze you, right? Because we all know that if we get too much in fear, we can just kind of paralyze ourselves. So the feelings are normal. It's just new to you. Okay? Cynthia, sorry. I think I said that right. Cynthia, I don't know what it was about this week, but it feels like people from your past have just been showing up left and right, and this has just been like coming out of the woodwork. And you've been kind of reminiscing, right? For better or worse, you've been reminiscing about all of these things. And I think it's been, it feels like there's one situation in particular where it has come up that it was coming out differently than it really happened, right? They were putting a very positive spin on a negative situation. So I really want you to see how it really was and how they are. That will help you decide how to proceed. Okay, because I think this person feels like they are going to have a part of your life. You have the grace and the inner strength to overcome challenges, and you are also very kind and forgiving, right? So I think that you were brought up the same way kind of we were, treat others as you would want to be treated, and other people eat that up, right? Because they're drawn to you. You're sensitive, you're caring, and it's a strength. It's not a weakness. And it's okay for you to stand up for yourself and what you need to say. Okay? It's okay. So whoever this person is, they're trying to make this a positive, the negative situation a positive, to kind of take some of the heat off of themselves. So I don't know if you can relate to that or not, but Mary Harton. Mary is so wonderful. Mary always helps me moderate. She never asks for anything. Once in a while she'll ask me for a reading on here. So I did want to give her a little one tonight. Mary, I keep getting, what is this new situation? What is this new situation that's going on here? And there's a lot of possibilities that go along with this. I think that you're hesitant. You're hesitant about this, and rightly so. You know, you've been through so much. And I believe that you have a gift. And we've talked about this a little bit, and I believe that you have a gift. And that you are so busy with everything else that you tend to not recognize it. And sometimes the answers and the intuition and everything are just screaming right in your face and you don't see it. And that's okay. I think there will be a time when you focus on it, right, and you use it to help others. I think you will be helping others with it. But maybe right now is not the time. So I think it's good for you to focus on how to use it to help yourself. Okay? And I think this, I don't know if this is the right word for it, Mary. You can tell me. Distraction. I feel like this distraction for you right now is good, and it's helping you to stay in the moment, but don't apologize for that, okay? And just take your time. I think in another month or so, you're going to be seeing things in a different light. So just be patient and take your time, okay? Kathy Stewart. So, Kathy, I was getting a significant loss for you. It feels like this past year there was somebody very significant who passed away. You know, we have to remember that we're all still here in the physical world, okay? And we grieve for our loved ones. And the message I get, again, I'm going to say this, I'm going to repeat myself, I get over and over, is that I'm okay. Give so-and-so a hug. Remember the good times. When a lot of times when you're doing a reading, they'll mention things that happened or things that made them happy. And that's what they're trying to do. They want to identify themselves to you and also to have you focus on those things. Remember that happy time we had. Remember, you know, remember my apron I wore all the time. Remember the candy I always had in my pocket. Let go of the guilt that you're feeling. You did enough and you did everything that you could do. And you need to know this. Stop asking yourself the what ifs, okay? Because they're okay. And is this your dad because he's saying pumpkin? Did he call you that? Or it sounds like... He's like, don't worry. He says, I chose the way this was to happen, and I chose to do it alone. I couldn't have asked for a better, and he's saying, helper. And you need to move past this. He wants you to stop holding yourself back because of the feelings that you've been having. Okay? Sandy Clark Hutchinson. Let's see what we have for you, Sandy. All right. So Sandy, I get that you're feeling a little uncomfortable. And how do I explain it? Like the room's closing in on you. It's like an uncomfortable. Like I need to do something. I need to make a change. I need to, you know, you're just feeling like you need to do something. And I don't know if it's certain people, because I keep hearing certain people are triggering this in you. So I don't know if it's just when you're around certain people, they're kind of making you feel like, oh my God, I have to like, you know, kind of shut myself down a little bit so I can be around them. And, you know, it's because you're growing and changing. You know, this past year has made you take a look at a lot of things in your life. And frankly, you've seen some things that you want to change. And unfortunately, not everyone wants to change. And not everybody's going to be happy that you want to change. All you can do is control yourself, correct? Right? That's all we can do. We can only control ourselves. And the changes you want to make for yourself. But know that these changes will start to make others feel uncomfortable, right? And we don't mean it to. When we're making changes for ourselves, we're trying to make ourselves feel better, and we're trying to, you know, get to a goal or something. And other people get uncomfortable because it makes them take a look at themselves, and then they feel like, you know, geez, maybe I should be doing something, or maybe I should be doing that. And you know, they may feel like you're pressuring them, even though you're not. They may feel like they're being pressured to change when they don't want to. Okay, they see this as your journey and not theirs. You may outgrow people with this change, and you know that happens. I mean, people outgrow people all the time, and as they say, the right ones will stay, and the others will fall off, right? And you need to trust that process, or you risk stunting your growth. Know this, that even though you may outgrow some people, you're going to be inspiring others. Okay, always know that people. people are always being inspired by each other. They may not say it at the time, but sometimes people are just looking and saying, wow, look at everything they've been through, and they're still standing. I want to do that. Or look at everything they're doing. I want to be like that. So, Billy Joe Braun. Okay. So, Billy Joe, I was getting, you're kind of questioning a lot of things right now, but I kept hearing she needs to draw on her wisdom because she knows this. And she also needs to be objective, which is important right now. Pull back, right, from the situation a little bit. Figure out if you're too invested in the outcome, okay? We talk about that a lot, about being invested in the outcome of something, because then we tend to have very strong opinions about it, or very strong opinions about how somebody should do something because we feel like it's going to impact us. If you're uncertain or feel that you don't have enough knowledge or information, seek out someone who can help you. Make sure that you look at the whole picture and not just what is happening right now, because there will be other things that will come into play later on. You know what to do, and you've had past experiences that have been preparing you for this, but be objective. Remember that I know you want to keep the peace, but how do I say this? I'm sorry, I'm saying this wrong, but keeping objectivity right now will keep the peace, and that in return will keep the lines of communication open. Okay? All right, Alicia Marie Morse. So, Alicia, I get a deep sadness for you. And by the way, I'm glad you reached out for a reading, Alicia. I know it's been a while since you have, so I'm really glad that you reached out. This feels like something that happened a while ago, but it still feels very fresh to you, and it feels like you hold on to this. I feel like there's a mistrust of somebody, there's mistrust and anger, and also I kept hearing there was a phone call. There was a phone call, and I don't know if you missed it or you didn't see it, but the phone call bothers you. And it feels like this is a female who passed, and I feel like there's a connection with something, but let me do this. You just keep saying to yourself you should have done more, and I'm not sure why you keep saying that, because you did everything you could for this person and with this person, and you need to know there's nothing that you could have done. People make their own decisions and have free will, right? Ultimately, it was their decision, and it feels like you were worried about something, and you just haven't been the same since everything happened. And things are going to be busy for you beginning in March. You need to kind of prepare for that. And I feel like there's a move in your future. I don't know if it's just something you're talking about or if you've already put that into motion, but it feels like there's going to be a move for you. It really felt like you're home to me. Rose Maselli. Hello, dear. So I have to tell you, Rose, I meant to call you because I started doing your reading and I started writing it out, and I was writing it. I'm going to read what I have, but I do want to talk to you because I just didn't get around to calling you because I was like, oh my God, I can't finish this here. I have to call her. I have to tell her what this is about. So I'm going to tell you what I was getting for you. I got that you had already gotten through your creative phase a little bit, that was reigniting the passion that you had for being creative, which we all know that you are. But you had kind of lost some of that with all the things that you were going through. Okay? But this is where I said I need to talk to you. But you need to get back to the store. There needs to be brightness and sunlight there. You need to bring the light there because it's too quiet. You're needed there. And I think you understand this. So I just, that was where I stopped because I said, you know what, I need to talk to Rose on the phone. So I will be getting in touch with you and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Robin Sanzo. Hi guys, for everybody else who signed on. I try and keep track of who's signing on, but I can't always see. So welcome everybody. So we're on Robin Sanzo. Robin, I kept hearing the word renewal. Renewal for you. And, you know, again, I guess it seems to be the theme, kind of like with New Year's and change and blah, blah, blah. So, like, this renewal is getting to be a little bit close to home. And it kind of makes us nervous, right? Because when we renew a renewal, not talking like renewing a license or something, but renewal of something. We're talking about reviving, right? Reviving something that maybe isn't all that healthy. It also implies change, and that can threaten us sometimes, because even if we're not doing really well spiritually, we tend to get comfortable with the predictable, right? So I feel like you want to get out of the same old pattern. And it does. It starts with you. Nothing is going to change unless you take that first step. And we already kind of talked about that earlier. Listen to your heart, though, and get that you need to take a leap of faith. This is so hard for you, but there's a happier life waiting for you. Not that you're not happy now, because I know you're a happy person, but there's more for you. You have opportunities for growth, and you have to take them. Notice the people that are coming into your life right now, because there's a lot of people that are coming into your life that you may have been, maybe not ignoring, but you may just not have paid attention to, who are here to show you different things and lead you on this new journey. Okay? Sheridan Black. Sheridan, I hope you're watching. Okay, so first I think you need to take a step away from, I keep hearing the word drama. You've had no time to think in months. Okay, it feels like months. And I feel that you've been riding this wave of anxiety, right? And that wave is getting closer to the shore. Like it's about to crash, because it's just, you've just been kind of riding it, right? And when you get to that point, you're either going to crash or you're going to have a nice smooth landing. So I'm hoping that you're somewhere in between the two, because I know it's a lot that you've been dealing with. Quiet yourself for a bit. I know it's hard to find quiet time, but you need to listen to your heart. And that's capital Y-O-U-R, your heart and head. I feel like you're being told what you should do. And it's confusing you, because you think that the person that's telling you these things, you think that they know. But the truth is, they don't know how you should feel. Okay, your feelings are your own. So you need to take the responsibility for your feelings and own them and allow yourself to feel them. Sort them out if you have to. Do what you need to make this decision. Okay, do you need to decide this right away? Is there a time limit being placed on you? Don't make a huge decision if you're in turmoil. If it's a necessary decision, then do the best you can with the information you have. But if there's any way you can take some time with it, then I would do that. Decisions made in fear, right? Never good. And under pressure are not the best, and we often regret them. So, yeah, definitely keep your eyes open for the people who are there to help you and show you new things. Hi, Deborah. I did that. How silly. I did that because Deborah Sullivan did a hand wave, and I instinctively just kind of waved back. Hi, Deborah. Kathy, Ireland. Kathy, I hope you're listening. So, Kathy, I was a little trying to figure out what this was about. I kept hearing stay hopeful. That's your motto. I kept hearing her motto is stay hopeful. And I think that's how you're handling all the things in your life right now, right? And that's a great way to look at things. However, I think that mindset might keep you in a situation that isn't necessarily going anywhere or the best for you. Hope is always good, but we need to see action and movement in any situation to know that it's possible. So I want you to remain hopeful, but also look at the situation and ask yourself, what are you getting out of it that's worth the tears that you cry? The separation was hard for you this holiday. So that's the big question for you. What are you getting out of the situation? And is it worth the tears that you cry? Okay? Sarah Jones. We have a lot. I'm going to just grab a sip of soda, guys, because I'm getting dry here. I gotta have my Diet Coke. Okay. So Sarah, there's a feeling of needing to do more. And you always go above and beyond, you know, and that's enough. But you always question it. I'm not sure why you're always questioning it, you know. But there's a big change coming your way, and this is positive, and it's going to require you to push yourself a bit, okay? I think you're up for the challenge, though. I think you're ready for this, and I think you've been waiting for something like this to happen. I keep hearing the word coasting, and I'm not sure if that's because you feel like you've been coasting along lately, to kind of get by and get to this point where now you're ready to take it up a notch and you're ready for this to happen. Know that this is going to be a really good change for you, okay? And it's going to challenge you, okay? But you're, like I said, you're up for it, and you're about to get confirmation of everything that you've been wondering about, okay? So this is a good thing. Tammy, I know I'm going to say this wrong, Nipe. Okay. Tammy, I was getting unreasonable expectations being placed on you. So when I hear that, that always kind of makes me think, okay, you know, is this somebody that's placing the expectations on the person, or are we putting them on ourselves? Is it a goal that maybe seems really, you know, unobtainable? But I'm trying to figure out if this is you or someone close to you that you keep putting them first. So it feels like you're feeling like you just can't win. No matter what I do, I just can't win. And when we're trying so hard to make other people happy or get their approval, or you know, we just end up hurting ourselves. We're putting the focus on the other person, and relying on the other person to tell us that we're okay, or that we've met the bar, right? We met the expectation. And when it leaves you feeling like, you know, I don't know which way is up anymore, or to feel discouraged by everything that you do, then you need to take a look at what you're really doing. Are you really trying to make the other person happy? And if so, why is that so important to you? And don't take me wrong, meaning that it's like a bad thing to try and make people happy. I don't mean that. But when it's detrimental to you, or when it's making you feel like I can never do anything right because this person's always saying this, you know, it's difficult. And it feels like the expectation bar is always put higher on purpose. Like for some reason they expect, either they're expecting more of you, or you're expecting more of yourself than necessary. So, but this really feels like this has to do with someone, or like work or something, because it feels like they like to point it out to you when you miss that mark too. And people who enjoy that are really not someone that you want in your immediate presence. You know, like what standards are they trying to live up to, and why are they putting all that burden on you to be so perfect when they need to make some obvious changes in themselves, right? So focus on yourself a little bit more, and let them focus on finding what they need, okay? And they need to focus on what they need. You don't necessarily have to end the friendship. You may not be able to end, because I'm not sure if it's a supervisory thing or what. We could probably talk about this, but you know, let them realize that they need to find a way to make themselves happy, and you deserve some needed fun, and surrounding yourself with people that love you and like doing some of the same things that you do. Okay, no excuses and no explaining why you like it. Just do it. Okay. Susan Gendrow. Susan, was that your mom? And because she's laughing, and she's showing me her laughing, and just, she's saying I'm fine, and she wants you to focus on the times of laughter. So she was a fun woman, and that's how she wants to be remembered. What is that? I'm trying to read something. Okay. She's also talking about there being no right and wrong in your situation. I'm getting that there's something you're struggling over, and you're really concerned about, did I do the right thing? Did I do what was right? And she's insisting that there was no right or wrong, and that you probably wouldn't have pleased everyone anyways. She shows that she's happy and fine with the decisions that you made, and you should just let it go, okay? And she also knows, okay, she's showing me the Easter lilies, okay? And she's saying those were her favorite. And she just know that she's near you and she's supporting you, okay? And she's fine now. Tracy Gravitt Lee. Okay, Tracy. So this was kind of hard. Sometimes I'll start and I'll ask, you know, what do I need to tell this person? And sometimes it hits me like a punch in the gut. Sometimes, because I'm just like, wow, okay, this is what this person is feeling. I feel a lot of hurt around you right now. And a lot of hurt feelings. And I feel like you're kind of taking a lot of things seriously right now. And I feel like there's a lot of worry going on inside of you. And it's okay to be worried, but you have to find a way to smile and laugh again. It's okay to take a situation seriously for what it is and to prepare and to do what is necessary. But it's not healthy for you to be so serious that everything becomes questionable or an attack. Remember that you cannot always change a person's point of view, right? And that's okay, because we're all entitled to have a point of view. Remember, they don't necessarily have to change yours either, right? So you have to agree to disagree and realize that there's a lot of angst that you're feeling and frustration, and it's going to go away. But you have to kind of help it along. So, go outside, take a drive, play music, go for a walk, get out into nature, do something to get out of your head for a bit, right? Because we all know that being in our own heads for too long is never a good idea, right? I mean, I know if I sat there and I thought all day long, I would just get so depressed. But anyways, let go some of that worry just for a bit, okay? Mary Ann Lawrence El Curie. Who's the birthday celebration for, Mary Ann? There's a lot of people wishing happy birthday, and there's a feeling of needing to do more, but I feel like that's coming from you. Like, you always go above and beyond, but know that it's enough and don't question it. I get big changes for you also, which is positive. Yeah, I get a lot of change for you. But just stay focused and make sure that you prepare yourself for what's coming. Okay. Let's see. Paula Marone. Okay. Paula, you're another one that I felt punched in the gut with. I felt like a sadness. It seems to have come on recently, but I feel like very discouraged, and you're not seeing the goodness in the situation, and that's totally understandable. But it's not always easy to see the goodness or the blessing of a situation, but sometimes it's the best way to kind of work through it. We're always trained to look for what's wrong with something, right? What's wrong? What is wrong? So when we're asked to look for the positive, when I say look for the positive, that's weird to us, right? So I want you to just kind of, and this is good for everybody, make a list of 3 things, right? Usually I'll tell people 10 things, but I think with the way you're feeling right now, 3 things is good enough to start with. And, 3 things that are going well for you right now, or that you like about yourself or your life. I want you to do that tomorrow. And then I want you to look at that list, and the next time, add 3 more. And then look at that list and add 4 more. And I think that when we're overloaded with 10 at first, it's hard, and it's hard to put a number. Maybe we don't have 10 at first, right? And so maybe 7 is great for us right now. But that's okay. The point is, once you realize the first 3 things that are good, the next 3 become easier to you, and so on. And the more we train ourselves to see the good, the more we will see it, okay? And that's a really important lesson for all of us, okay? So I hope that was helpful. Darlene, Yep, Darlene Hoadley. So Darlene, you've been looking for a meaning to things, and you've been struggling with wanting to feel more connected. I just need to suggest that you consider an alternate approach than how you've been doing it. There are teachers and friends that surround you, plus they would benefit from your insights and knowledge as well. Don't go it alone, and be open to other people's ideas and perspectives, okay? But this is good for you. This is a time of learning for you, and a time for you to take that road of, learning how to connect more. Phil Vincent Peluso. So, Phil, I heard for you, and sometimes I hear very specific words, and I know I say I hear, but they pop in my mind. And I just heard feeling strapped in right now. That's how I heard it, feeling strapped in. So there's been some changes for you that have been keeping you inside a lot, other than the virus. And there are people around you who are not understanding the changes, or understanding why you're kind of pulling into yourself a little bit, and they're getting you're getting tired of explaining this to them. There seems to be some kind of an expectation of you to always be ready to go and always be happy and always be the one that's, let's go do this, let's go do that. And frankly, you're not in that mindset right now, and that's okay. Know that it's okay to take a break, right? From people, from life, but don't let yourself get into a rut. I think that's important for you. Jody Garcia. So, Jody, I got that you were thinking about the butterfly, something about the butterflies being symbolic for you. And this has to do, I believe this is your mom this has to do with, but the butterfly is a great symbol. I love the symbol of the butterfly. It has deep spiritual symbolism, right? It's usually a messenger from our loved ones, also from our angels, okay? And the butterfly is a symbol of powerful transformations. The butterfly also can represent spiritual rebirth, transformation, creativity, joy. It's just the cycle of the butterfly holds spiritual symbolism, right? Too, because it starts out as a caterpillar and then turns into a butterfly. So I feel like this is important for you. There's a reason that the butterfly kept popping into your head and you kept thinking about it. So I want you to focus on that this is a positive thing. This is a positive thing for you. And keep looking for those symbols. Patty Krupke, I know you were on here earlier. I hope you're still on here. And I was so happy to see your name too tonight. I know it's been a while for you. I get changes for you. Changes for you as well. And I just get that you've been plugging away and you're ready for them. You've just been kind of plugging away, waiting for this time. I heard time to be right. I'm getting a baby that's coming into the family, some kind of a celebration in July, and I think that things are going to be coming a bit easier for you right now, and it's going to continue to do so for a while. Okay, so enjoy the time where it's easy, because I know you've had probably a bumpy road recently or within the last couple of months, but now it's going to be smooth for a while, so that's a good thing. Jennifer Marthins Franklin. I thought I had her. 1 second, guys. Sorry. I just want to see something. I feel like I'm missing pages for some reason. I don't know why. But, let me just check something. Okay. So, Jennifer Marthins, I'm getting a bit of negative chatter around you right now, and there's a lot of things you've been wanting to do lately, and the reason I'm doing this because that's how I was hearing like a lot of negative chatter. So there's like a lot of things you wanted to do lately, but there's been somebody that's kind of like, no, we can't do that. It just feels like this is somebody in your life, and it's been a bit frustrating because you're ready to push forward, but it keeps getting shut down. And realize that this person has a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear in them, and everything that they do is based off of fear, which is making it difficult for you because you're a bit of a risk taker. And I think if you hold your ground on this and not, I don't mean be stubborn or, just hold your ground nicely on this and point out the positives, you'll be able to sway the person to see, your side of things and maybe even jump on board, because it feels like this is something financial for you. This is some kind of improvement for everybody. Okay. Beth Eden. So Beth, I get a lot of sadness around you, but I hear I am near you. I am near you. And I heard that really clearly. I'm near you. And they're trying to tell you that they're near you all the time, right? This feels like, is this your mom? This is like a female energy. But she talks about you needing to hear this right now. You need to hear this right now. And is this the time of her passing or her birthday? Because she's been on your mind a lot lately and you've been feeling down and you really just have been missing her and others. Know that they're never far from you. And who told you to keep reaching up to the sky? Because they're telling you to keep looking up. So someone must have said that to you. That must have been something they said all the time. Keep looking up or keep reaching for the stars. Okay? And to answer your question, which they said that you've been asking this, yes, the feathers are for you. So I just want to check one thing, because there was one reading I wanted to do that was very important, I thought. I feel like I'm in the wrong place. Anyways. Sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second because I felt like I missed a page. And I think there were a couple of people that I wanted to get to. Sorry. Bear with me. If you have any questions, just roll them on up and Mary will answer them for you. Oh, it's gonna aggravate me because I know I had Alicia Marie Morse. I know that I had. Oh, here it is, hon. I knew I had one for you, and I don't know why it didn't print out. But I always believe that there's a reason for everything, so I think there's a reason that page didn't print out. Anyways, so Alicia, I was getting a deep sadness in you, and I just keep getting this is something that happened a while ago, but it feels very fresh to you. Did I already do this? Because it feels like you've been holding on to it. And I feel like there's a mistrust, and I feel anger, and something about a phone call that you missed it. And this is like a female, and it feels like you felt like you didn't do enough. Wow, okay. And you feel like you should have done more, and you need to know that there was nothing you could have done. People make their own decisions and have free will ultimately. It was their decision, and feels like you were worried about something, and, you know, you haven't been the same, and things are going to be busy for you beginning in March, and you need to be prepared for this. And I feel like there's a move in your future. So I just want to say something, Alicia, because I wasn't sure that I did that reading. And obviously I read you twice, same reading. I think there's something they're trying to get across to you, because literally that was just a very odd experience I just had. Anyways, so, Alicia, I think there's something in that message for you. So, guys, that's it for tonight. That's all the readings. Thank you, everybody who put their name on the list. I'll be posting for another live. I'm going to do them until I have my surgery. So I'll let you guys all know when that is, because then that's when I will take a little bit of a break. Not a big break, but a little break. Again, I have copies of my book available. They're in. So if anybody wants a signed copy, let me know and I can mail one out to you. Keep your eye out for the posting for the next live and put your name on the list. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. I don't mind answering questions on anything we talked about tonight. Other than that, you guys, Happy New Year and have a good night. Okay? Bye.